What is up, beautiful people? Now, people always stop me in the street and they say to me, "Hey, aren't you?" And I say, "Yes, it's me, Toolz." Thank you so much for tuning in to Toolz Live. And I'm so excited to have you here because we're going to be recapping, reviewing, and reacting to all things Real Housewives of Durban. I'm so excited that you're here, wherever you're watching from, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or where's the other platform? YouTube. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It really does help this channel and it does help, the algorithm push it out to a lot more people. So I would really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button. It does show me on the system that I'm using when you do that. So we've got a lot to cover. It was a great episode of the second episode of season 5, Real Housewives of Durban. Now, before I begin, I must say that hello, Elizabeth. You see, a regular. And if you want to bring a comment down below, wherever you are, I'm going to bring up your comments. If you're watching on the replay, don't worry. It's not a problem. We love to have you here. And even though you can't interact directly and in the moment right now, we also continue the conversation in the comment section down below. So thank you so much for tuning in. We have a lot to cover when it comes to the Real Housewives of Durban. I must admit that I hadn't watched the season since season 2. And like I stopped halfway because I was bored. So I came back because a lot of people were telling me they want my reactions and my reviews and what I thought of the show. So here I am giving the people what they want. And also, my American Housewives are coming to an end. I'm not watching Atlanta, but I'm watching Beverly Hills, which is coming to an end. If you want to see my thoughts and reviews on that, you can go to Toolz Live on YouTube and you can go see my reactions to the first part of the reunion. And from a other point of view, Salt Lake City is one of my favorites. It's not on air. I was watching New York, which was terrible and just very, very dark. So there's really nothing for me to watch. So I decided, let me give Durban a chance. Everyone's been talking about it. So I am kind of going in blindly with a woman that, I kind of know. Nonku, Sisha, and Jojo. 2 of the housewives follow me on social media. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to, and I don't follow them back because we have to have our honest conversation. And, if I start following them back and I'm becoming friends with them, I can't be honest and I can't be objective. So that's why. This is a safe space, but we need to do what we need to do. We need to speak and shoot from the hip, as Wendy Williams would say. We need to execute and, talk about this as honest and as fair as we can. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I'm going to say it like it is. All right, let's get into it. We start off this episode with Sisha. I think this interaction was so pointless, to be honest with you. The weird thing is that Sisha has a problem with Nonku calling her a slut. Sure, anybody would be upset with them being called slut on a national platform. But Sisha is addressing Nonku with a smile. Like, this is the moment where she's addressing it. And, if I was angry with someone, I wouldn't be addressing it with a smile. You know what I mean? So, sluts. You see, so Sisha's smiling and having a kiki and laughing.
Okay, so the last time I heard from you about you on the way was that I was told I was a slut.
I love that Nonku is stunned. The woman was too stunned to speak. But, as always, how Real Housewives always have pretend amnesia. So,
By who?
By who?
Where are you? I don't remember that. This is deja vu. Nonku never remembers.
So, obviously, apparently, maybe in the previous seasons, Nonku may have forgotten a couple of things and key moments. Hi, Val. Thank you so much for tuning in to the live. I'm so happy that you are here. If you want your comments to be brought up, if you have opinions, I love opinions. So please make sure you comment down below wherever you're watching from. And while you're at it, please hit the thumbs up button. I see about 50 people in this live, but no one's hitting the thumbs up button. So if you like this production, if you want me to do more, please hit the thumbs up button. And I do see all the likes as they come in. Anyways, moving on. So Sisha, yes, looking like Maleficent. I mean, I do love this outfit. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gorgeous. I think she looks stunning. So Nonku has a history, apparently, of forgetting things.
So,
all right, since we're talking rehash,
Yes.
I want to find out live. Can I open a message that
I love how Nonku just, ignores the fact of being calling Sisha a slut, and we're going to get into it a little bit later. But then now she wants to bring up the text messages.
to me? Because I still have it.
We're still there.
You see, what the gaslighting? We're still there.
When was the last time we sent each other
It
messages?
was just before we did.
Okay, so I think the timeline of this is very important. Sisha and Nonku, they had that moment where Nonku said, maybe she's a slut. She didn't say, she didn't call her a slut. Remember, and I'm going to get back to this in a little bit later in the show. She never called Sisha a slut. She said, maybe you're a slut. Yes, semantics, but words are very important. And I'm going to get into it a little bit later in the show. Then, so she brings up the text messages. So the incident of maybe you're a slut came in during the show, right? And obviously it was in the confessionals, and then they're watching the show. Then this text message exchange was so Sisha was angry because after watching the show and the confessionals, and then the reunion happened, and this text exchange happened before the reunion. My apologies. So you can hear the text messages that they're fine.
The reunion. Thank you. This is Sisha now. Thank you for being in my life. There is a reason you are here. That's her, right? And with a heart, a white heart. And we go a long way. And I really meant this. We go a long way. I always appreciate that, And then you said, I know you don't believe me. That's you. But I do love
know
you.
You don't believe it, but I do love you.
Yes.
Okay, so that, if you texting me that, and after we had a little squabble before, I'm going to think we're cool. Nonku's a lot of things. But, this conversation, she's right here. I think she's right here. And now...
I believe you, Han, and I love you too. All right. And we're okay.
Yes.
The next thing, Sisha blocks me. Oh, you didn't block me.
And then Sisha unfollows Nonku. Why now? I thought we were cool. And now you want to bring up this slutgate again. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me.
Followed me.
She also unfollowed me.
No,
Yes,
I
please,
followed
let's
you
know.
after you.
Well, I mean, you unfollowed her first. So, I mean, I'm not going to follow someone who doesn't follow me back. So, yeah, I feel like this Sisha, if she's really upset about this, she must say it with her chest. Be bold about it. Don't pussyfoot around it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Elizabeth says she was breaking up with her amicably. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Nonku is a lot of things, but I think she's right here. I think she was right here. Anyways, moving on to the next topic, which is actually quite my favorite. This part of the show, I actually relate to Nonku a lot because, listen, I have not watched this show in many years, and I don't remember people's names. So I will always refer to cast members and people on the show. My apologies. Sorry about that. I will always refer to people as as what I see it. I call it like I see it, and you know, you might have a nickname, and it's not in a malicious way. I'm going to call you by your nickname of what I think at the time, you know?
What do you think of the new girls?
I like them.
Although I can't remember their names. Okay, let me wait.
Okay.
It was Pharaoh.
Papa.
Oh, not Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh from the Bible.
Pharaoh. What's Pharaoh from the Bible?
It was this evil man from the Bible.
Not evil man, Nonku. Oh my god, I'm gagged. That is hilarious. For me, that is so funny. Okay.
She's evil. I
thought he was the evil man from the
Remember
Bible.
how many times did I get your name wrong?
No.
L-O-U.
Low. Like J-Lo.
Oh, low. Like J-Lo. Low.
Maybe.
Low.
You see, like, for me, I am very bad when it comes to a whole new cast of people. And also, I'm meeting all these women all at once at the same time. So I get it. I understand it. This is funny. I thought this was a really funny moment with Nonku. All right. I hope you have your drink. I hope you're relaxing. And wherever you're watching this from, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. We're going to be right back after these messages. It has been a long and exhausting week, but I'm going to show you what I have from German London that is going to help me relax. When I tell you my life can be just so crazy, meetings, emails, proposals, events, it's nonstop. So when I get home, all I want to do is chill. But now I'm going to plug you and show you how to elevate that relaxation. Having a German London candle and diffuser in your space is a game changer. Trust me. I'm obsessed with wood sage and sea salt diffuser. I posted a TikTok the other day of how it reminds me of a luxury hotel in New York City. You can go check out that video on TikTok for a further explanation. And then there's the lime basil and mandarin candle. It's one of German London's signature scents. And you know what I absolutely love? The ritual of striking a match and then lighting a candle. Oh, it just signifies taking time out for myself and slowing down. And having these German London items in my home takes relaxation to another level. Fall in love with your home again. Make time to switch off this week. Set a mellow mood with a candle or diffuser and settle into your home. Lime basil and mandarin is a perfect candle for personal moments, from reading and meditation to a well-deserved night in. Fill the room with the freshness of the British coast, the air alive with the sea salt and mineral scent of rugged cliffs with the wood sage and sea salt diffuser. German London, sense of home, time for me. If you're just joining us right now, welcome in and welcome back to Toolz Live. We are recapping the Real Housewives of not Beverly Hills. The Real Housewives of Durban, Season 5, Episode 2. We have a lot to get through, so without further ado, let's get back into it. All right. Listen, the audible laugh that came out of my mouth when I saw this moment. What is she wearing? What is she wearing? Because this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't... And the worst part about the whole thing is that she's an optometrist. Like, why are the twins wearing this? They don't have any sense of style. They need to use their eyes. They need to get their eyes checked by each other's eyes. They need to check each other's eyes. This one looking like Big Bird. The other one, polka dot. Yeah, but we're going to get into Royal Ascot in a bit. But this, their sense of style is a mess. Absolute mess. Okay, moving on to something that I really did not understand from the get-go. This is a car rental lady. And if I'm not mistaken, please, in the comment section down below, if you are right, if I'm wrong, please correct me. So, if I'm not mistaken, this lady here, she has a car rental thing. That's what I remember. And then with the affair or the alleged affair, and then her moving out so that the kids are not disrupted. you know what? Production needed, for someone like me who's now jumping onto this show, they needed to just give a little bit of a recap and just do a thing of, this is who this woman is. And this is, I mean, why am I seeing tweets from gossip people? And then I didn't understand what was going on. And now this woman is crying. Okay. And then in the beginning of the episode, they're talking about their event and how she needs to get groceries for her mother-in-law after. And then later on in the episode, the mother-in-law is kicking her out and telling. I was very confused and still am. So if anybody can send me a TikTok video that's less than a minute that tells me about this woman, I would love that. Anyways, moving on. Listen, this moment, I thought it was... Come on, Gaga. Yes, Gaga. I love this outfit. Sisha is rich. That's for sure. And this outfit slayed. It's not royal. I mean, I don't know if it's royal ascot. I think it's regal. I think it's amazing and glam. But I don't, yeah, it makes, royal ascot makes it, you know, the hat makes it royal ascot. But, I mean, the shot that was magnificent. Come on, Maleficent. Yes, I did think Maleficent was coming to the party. What was not great was the polka dot princesses. Now, we're going to be talking about the tardiness and people being late in a second. This mess. Okay. What on earth? Okay. The outfits are terrible, but what was even worse was the makeup. Leaving half your face on Angel's face is wild to me. It's crazy to me. The highlight, who did they get load shedding when they were doing their makeup? Why did they empty the palette of highlight onto their faces? What is going on? What is going on? Because girls, your faces are busted. Busted. What is that? That is a mess. What the drag queen is going on? Half the face is on Angel. I cannot. I actually cannot for it. There was chatter on Twitter about them being way too much and they should be for Mommy Club. I kind of agree. I actually kind of agree with that statement because it's not giving. Now, when we talk about lateness, okay, wait, hold on. I blame TV makeup. It looks disgusting in natural light. I mean, they weren't on television when they were in their houses doing their makeup. They weren't, television, will give you drag queen makeup. But they were in their homes. Where were they before getting their faces done? If they got a makeup artist to do their faces, they need a refund because they went to the same person. That'll highlight. And whatever tutorial that they're watching, they need to delete it off their history. Their YouTube history needs to be deleted. Anyways, moving on. Now, when it comes to the tardiness of these women. So Nonku Williams said that she was fashionably late. Okay? She proudly said that she was fashionably late. Arrived, yes, in Roberto Cavalli.
I decided to be fashionably late in my Roberto Cavalli.
Okay, Queen. I mean, Roberto Cavalli is definitely rolling in his grave. But why single out? Okay, so Nonku wasn't the only one that was late. If you see, the polka dot princesses were also late. They were not, they were, where are they? and those outfits. You can see people are seated. They were late as well. Why didn't production, you know what's always amazing, is when production say, this is when the event started, and they give a time. And then they all show what time everyone arrives. That would have been amazing television. But I didn't see that. Because it would have been amazing to see how late Nonku was, how late the polka dot princesses were. You know what I mean? Because, that would have made great television. So, I think that was a missed opportunity. But, listen, again, Nonku is on brand, being fashionably late. That's what you're going to get. You know what I mean? Moving on. The ever so popular Birkin. So I did mention something about Take a Lot doing a replica of a Birkin. And I shared Jojo's TikTok. And Jojo was the one who purchased, and proudly so. I do love the fact that she was proud about that. It's not a Birkin, but it looks like a Birkin, and she's happy to carry it. Fantastic. She's not pretending that it's a Birkin. And I love Jojo because of that. She was authentic and real about, However, Sarisha's took her 7 years to get this bag. And, with Hermes, you need to work hard. You need to have a shopping history, and the shopping history that you have in Paris does not correlate to the one that you have in Singapore, that you have in New York. Wherever you are building up your repertoire of Hermes, that's your home base, and that's where your store will say, okay, we're going to offer you a Birkin after your purchase history. And not everybody. You might purchase everything and anything at Hermes, but they only offer Birkins to certain people. And as you heard, it took Sarisha 7 years to get this bag. What is crazy work is getting Angel to clean the bag. Oh my God. I did love it that Angel said, oh, but I've seen a lot of Birkins in Durban. And I was like, girl, those are not Birkins. Those are not Birkins. They watch Young, Famous, and African. Swanky once said that. Oh my God. Yes. I think this is regarding the style. Yeah. Okay. Sandy, so great to see you. I hated how the scene looked. Angel stand up, but she was happy to do it. And I guess, hey, yeah. Look at her. She looks like, oh, can I have a picture with the Birkin? And the worst part about the whole thing is that the picture that she took with the Birkin was terrible. This is a horrible photo, And no. Angel, stand up for yourself, girl. Have a backbone. But yeah, this was nasty work getting her to clean the Birkins. All right, on to the next scene, which was a mediation. Let me see my notes. Am I missing anything? Hold on. Oh, yes. Okay, we're going to talk about the Royal Ascot a little bit later and how the classiness of it. Anyways, back to the mediation. This mediation. So, my understanding is that Jojo was there because she has blind loyalty to Nonku, Williams International. But Nonku, Williams International, has issues with Angel and issues with Sarisha. Sarisha is the slutgate, and then Nonku mentioned that how does Angel qualify as a housewife on East Coast Radio? She was on East Coast Radio, and she said, does Angel even qualify to be a housewife? Now, here's what I'm going to say about words. You need to be very vigilant and listen properly to the words that Nonku uses. She said, maybe Sarisha is a slut. I didn't call you a slut. I said maybe she is a slut. Yes, it's intimating and there's semantics, but the point of the matter is, I never called you a slut. I asked if you were a slut. Okay. The other thing that I need you to understand is a bullshit apology. Have you ever heard of a housewife bullshit apology? A housewife apology is, I'm sorry for how that made you feel. It doesn't say, I'm sorry for what I did, because you're not sorry for what you did. I'm sorry for how that made you feel is completely different to, I'm sorry for what I said. All right. Are you ready to hear the apologies?
Maybe she's been a slut. If I did say that, Sorisha, I'm sorry. Where did it go wrong?
You guys had an interview with a local radio at your house. You were like, what is she doing here? Because she's not a wife, neither does she have a house.
She never said that. She never said that. She asked, how does she qualify to be let's roll the tape back.
Yes, you did say that.
Which housewife is the best liar? I'm gonna say Angel.
Does she qualify as one though?
Does she qualify? She asked the question. Nonku Williams International, you play housewives well. Because at the end of the day, you can say, I didn't say that you don't qualify as a housewife. I asked. Maybe you do. But I just wish Nonku had some grey matter to understand what she's doing and how she's playing it. You know what I mean? So just to, you know what I mean? Okay.
That's the biggest question.
What qualifies a liar as a housewife?
No, a housewife. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Run the tape back. Oh, run the tape back here.
Qualifies a liar as a housewife?
No, a housewife. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
Now that is a bullshit apology. That's a housewife bullshit apology where you say, I'm sorry how that hurt your feelings. No way. If I need you to apologize for what you said, not for how you made me feel. Right? Okay. Moving on. See, and my poor Angel doesn't understand that that's a bullshit apology.
It was wrong, Angel. It was wrong at so many levels. And for that, I do sincerely apologize.
For making her, that's how it made you feel.
I also apologize for the things that I've said.
So Angel apologized for the things that she said. So now that's a proper apology. All right?
That might have hurt you.
That might have hurt you. I mean, you see, for me, that's the kind of, when you use that kind of language, that is important, and you need to be very careful when it comes to housewives and the language that they use, because something might be an apology might not be a genuine apology, and also you must see that with people. You know what I mean? But that's for the vlogs. If you want to follow me on YouTube, make sure you go see my vlogs. I'm on YouTube all there. And on all social medias, Yes, It's Me Toolz. I thank you so much for being here. We're going to move on to the big fight with Nonku and Lo. I need to hear from you guys. You guys are watching. I see like 100 people in the room, but no one's saying anything. Are you just watching me? Is anybody saying anything? But wherever you're watching, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It does really help this live, and we want to grow this channel, and I want to do this. I mean, if you like it, then please show some love. It doesn't cost you a thing. And I'd love for us to continue this conversation and get this going. All right. We'll be right back after these messages. Today I'm going to be sharing my Dermalogica skincare routine that I usually do on a Sunday when I have lots of time and I want to just practice some self-care. I always start with Dermalogica's special cleansing gel. It's time to exfoliate. Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant is fantastic because it's gentle and it foams up. The next product that I'm going to be using is a new one from Dermalogica. This is the Multivitamin Power Recovery Mask. All right, the mask has done its thing. Now we can take it off. One of my favorite products from Dermalogica is definitely the Hyaluronic Ceramide Mist. I use this throughout the day for a little boost of hydration. This is the Dynamic Skin Strengthening Serum. Now, this baby over here, the Multivitamin Power Recovery Cream, is my fighter. This helps with dryness, aging. You know, we live such stressful lives, but this baby over here, the Multivitamin Power Recovery Cream, helps with the sagging that you might see sometimes, and it smells fantastic. Last but not least, we gotta go in with sunscreen, and this is the Dynamic Skin Recovery SPF. And there we have it. Skin by Dermalogica. Beat the heat with the new Biolumin C Heat Aging Protector SPF 50, your daily defense against heat and UV-induced skin damage. This multitasking formula goes beyond sun protection to hydrate, brighten, and enhance skin's natural resilience. Vitamin C instantly brightens, hydrates, and soothes, helps defend against heat, aging, while improving texture and tone. Broad-spectrum SPF 50 shields against UV rays to help prevent premature skin aging. Because your skin deserves more than just SPF, it deserves total protection. Welcome back. You're tuned into Toolz Live, streaming from South Africa to your device, wherever you're watching from. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and comment. This is an open conversation and a discussion. I love to hear opinions. So wherever you're watching from, please try to engage. We love it. And we are talking all things Real Housewives of Durban. And I'm getting into it. I'm enjoying it. I must say that I'm enjoying it. So hopefully we can chat about this going forward. All right. Now, moving on to the fight of the episode. I mean, Lo, to be honest, she's reaching. Your Honor, Lo was reaching. I think Lo was trying to have a moment, and she didn't address the twins for arriving late because they arrived up late to the Royal Ascot with their bust-up faces and the whole palette of highlighter on their faces, and she never took them to task. The only person that came under fire with Lo was Nonku Williams International. I think that's a bit of a double standard. I think that doesn't make sense whatsoever. If what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Secondly, you know, you have this thing where it's, oh, Royal Ascot, darling, you know, hats and gowns. And meanwhile, the questions that the producers have put into that bowl is like, what sex position do you want? Do you want a polygamy? Like, would you cheat on your, don't try to be one thing and then be another. Like, the get-together should have been a sip and see by the sea. You know, something casual, because if that was a game that you were going to play in front of dignitaries because you were so iffy about the dignitaries that were there, you need to keep the same energy. You need to keep the same effort. If it's Royal Ascot, then everything needs to be on that level. Also, shaming someone for their clothing and what they were wearing is absolutely tacky. I think, Your Honor, she's reaching. Lo is reaching. Okay, so it was a tardiness that Lo took Nonku Williams International to task with. Then the second thing was Chicken Gate. Who cares? I mean, who cares if I ask you to pass a chicken and if it's a dignitary, you know? I do agree with... Okay, let's just watch this argument.
I've got a question for you. Oh, God.
Okay, well, firstly, it's not a question. You've got a statement. Honey, that was not a question. That was a statement. Let's go.
I've got a question for you. Oh, God. That day of my event,
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
you arrived late.
Fashionably late.
Get it right. Chubby, get it right. Fashionably late. Roberto Cavalli. Yes. I mean, okay. I'm not going to question the Roberto Cavalli, whatever, but I love Nonku Williams International. And also, before this moment, Nonku was actually being really sweet and really nice to her and saying, oh, I understand that you're pastor's daughter. And I think Nonku would have gone into a thing of, oh, I'm finding myself and I'm turned a new leaf and my girl, she stopped masturbating and she threw out all her vibrators. I love that for my nonks, and I do genuinely think that if Lo came back with that kind of energy, then Nonku would have, followed through with some kindness. But no, Lo wanted to take her to task. Okay, so the lateness. I mean, who cares?
This mean if I host an event, I'm not expecting you to arrive late. Because if you can invite me in yours, I just want to clear that out.
I just need to clear that out. Girl, please.
Don't arrive late on my event.
I mean, excuse me. Excuse me. Who the F do you think you're talking to?
Now, I don't like your tone, number one. Tonya is so disrespectful.
Give it to her. Give it to her, Nonku. Nonku Nonks. Come.
I don't do this. You come into this group.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm.
It is my request.
This is not
It is my
Discovery
request.
Live.
This is not Discovery Live. Amen. Nonku Nonks. Nonku Nonks. Yes, she ate with that
You are not
sentence.
up to a level of Fikam and small.
I mean, it's so stupid, honestly.
That was Roberto Cavalli.
The brand name doesn't matter.
See, the twins are just doing way too much. Way too much. I read a tweet where someone said that they actually should be on Mommy Club. Well, do they have they have kids, right? Yeah. I can't take the twins seriously. They need to fix their makeup. They need to get their makeup fixed before I can even acknowledge them. Okay, moving on.
Not too much. The fact that I cannot even remember what you were wearing at the host. My darling, I've been trying so nice to be nice.
That is fine.
Indeed, Nonku tried her really nice to be nice to her. Okay. I can't take her seriously with that M-shaped hairline. Oh my god, where's Nonka Nonks? Yes, the M-shaped hairline. Oh, Nonka Nonks. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, these twins. Yes, talk too much.
Remember what you were wearing at the host. My darling, I've been trying so nice to be nice.
That is fine.
I've been really,
Right
really
now,
trying to be nice.
my rules.
I was slaying.
It was not up to the
I was slaying.
level that I expected.
I'm so very big.
I mean, just look at the way she's speaking to Nonku. It's not okay.
I've been really, really trying.
Especially that Nonku is her elder. I think there needs to be a little bit of, I know this is Housewives, but I think there needs to be a little bit of level of respect still. I mean, if I was on the show like this and I was one of these women, I still would respect people that are older than me. It's our culture. The culture doesn't go out the door once you're on a television show. We need to respect people.
to be nice.
My rules.
I was slaying.
Yes, my girl, you're
It was
slaying.
not up to the level that I expected.
Look at her. No, Debrat. No, Debrat. No.
It was such a higher level than what you were. That outfit was 150,000
Yes, come on.
head to toe.
Head to toe.
150K.
And indeed, I mean, she did post photos of her outfit, head to toe, bag, shoes, Roberto Cavalli.
Come to the third one.
The third one. I mean, have your moment. Have your moment. Go, girl. Yes, have your moment.
Wow.
Oh, you asked one of my guests. Lapana kwakhona abafana babeshaya amaphinifa laphayana who were serving, and you asked Umam Dlunkulu, who submits under Umkhosi, King Mrs. to get.
Okay, so Elizabeth says, but didn't she disrespect her first? Being late is kind of rude, and just because of an outfit. I mean, okay, yes, it is rude to pitch up late. You know what? Again, I'm going to talk back to Housewives 101. Firstly, she shouldn't have come out to Nonku saying, you were late to my event. And, you start off calm and you say, not 1, 2, 3, 4, these are my grievances. You say, oh, why were you late to my event? You never know what the other person's going to say why they were late, So if it's a bullshit, I mean, it's not that deep either. It's really not that deep that she was late. This is not a thing. This is not a moment. And she's trying to make a moment out of nothing. So, yeah. And just because of an outfit, yeah, it really doesn't make sense to me.
The chicken for you.
So, Chicken Gate. I mean, obviously Nonku didn't, maybe she didn't know the dignitary. I know I'm not sticking up for Nonku because Nonku Williams is not international. It's not really my favorite. I actually don't have any favorites on this show. I still don't know these women, so I'm still learning and getting into it. Yes, so, but I still have my opinions. But I know Nonku Williams International from Jamaica, which I love that show. Anyways, back to this. The Chicken Gate, it's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah.
Very disrespectful.
Joe, you adding
Did you get it? Is there anything wrong with Ubaba Mamdlunkulu?
Go wrong Tuma Umuntu like Oshonishwai.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of an issue.
Oh, nothing explanation.
Yes.
Very big.
Yeah. I am Nonku Williams International.
Do you know who I am? No, sister. No, that's the thing. I am going to no.
Yeah, she did come with an agenda. Lo came with an agenda to take Nonku to task. She never took these twins to task. They were late in their polka dots and their bust up makeup. For those of you who have just joined, let me remind you of the makeup. The highlights, the whole palette of makeup on their face and then transferred onto Angel's face. Just a reminder, okay, of the mess that was that. But
I've got a question for you.
Oh, God.
okay,
That was very disrespectful.
Joe, you adding
I don't know why Lo didn't take the twins to task.
Ubaba Mamdlunkulu.
Go wrong Tuma Umuntu like Oshonishwai.
Oh, nothing explanation.
Yes, do you know who I am? I am Nonku Williams International.
Do you know who I am? No.
I mean, the moment that you do say, "Do you know who I am?" I mean, that's when you've lost the argument. I mean, that's pathetic. I think it's a low blow.
No, that's the thing. I am going to forget Lana. Sing Bonid. No, we are not to move by me. You know who I am.
Williams International.
It's Miss Williams to you.
Yeah, this was amazing. Miss Williams to you. You have lost your privileges to call me Nonku from now on.
From now on, you don't get to call me Nonku.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And that is the fight. I mean, Lo was definitely reaching when it came to this argument because it really wasn't a fight. It really, really wasn't a fight. Because it was, I mean, lateness, tardiness, and yes, you could have been angry and annoyed by it, but it's not that big of a deal when we come to the end, to the crux of it. I do think that Lo wanted to have a moment and have, throw her weight around early now in the show so that she's known. I think there's another agenda at play. Yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts later on in the comment section. I will definitely be reading and I'll be seeing what y'all are saying. But that has been the Real Housewives of Durban, Season 5, Episode 2, the recap, the reactions, and the review. Yeah, I will give this season a bit of a chance. As I said, I haven't watched this in many years, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. What do you think of this fight with Nonku and Lo? Was Lo in the right? Was Nonku in the right? Also, when it comes down to Slutgate, and do you think Sisha was reaching? Should she have put that in to bed when they had the text exchange? Was Nonku wrong? Did Nonku really call her a slut? Does Nonku have select amnesia? I'd love to know your thoughts. Sandy says, Lo had me defending Nonku for no reason. Exactly. And I'm not even a Nonku Williams international fan. This was also me, I think the Nonku Williams International Child of God I'm not a fan favorite. It's not my favorite when it comes to these housewives. But, yeah. What do you think of the twins and the highlight and Big Bird, their Big Bird outfits? Anyways, we will do this again next week. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to Toolz Live, Real Housewives of Durban recap, review, and reactions. I will see you next week, same time, same place. And until then, good night. God bless. Goodbye.